long term, you know? Everyone's always putting this emphasis on, oh, we need to play good in 7 days, 10 days, and then we could be buyers. But I actually don't believe in that. This division's wide open. And then if you even look deeper than that, as an organization, why would you not want to be competitive for multiple years? As someone who's been through it before, it's something you kind of have to distance yourself a bit because a lot of it's out of your control. And no matter how much I love it, I can wake up tomorrow and be gone. And no matter what happens, I would hope that they would be in the mix in the offseason when it comes to my free agency.
Around the bases with us, would you? Cliff Floyd joins the crew.
Finally, I'm back in the building.
Finally.
I was going to ask you not like me, man.
You're not like telling you. I got to have a word with Elsa.
Elsa went out.
Elsa, we need Cliff on way
Elsa
more.
does the best job ever. She's like an umpire, but we only mention her name.
But the problem is she's got to deal. She's got to deal with the likes of us.
That's right.
Yeah, consistently.
Hey, I love your take on Marcus Stroman because we have heard 5 separate times in the media that he wants to stay there. You have a front row seat working with Markey. Take us inside. What's going on?
Man, you know what? I mean, this is the one that I just don't understand or get. He's pitching his best. He's healthy. I think that's the one thing that gets lost in our sport is we lose the fact when guys get healthy, you see the dominance come back. You see guys go out there and be, who we thought they were going to be or who they once was other places. I don't know what the plan is for the future for Marcus Stroman with the Chicago Cubs. I mean, they've signed a couple guys, and Nico Horner and Ian Happ. You bring in Dansby Swanson. You got Cody Bellinger off that ball. The lineup looks good. I know they 8.5 back in the Central.
So you would think that a pitcher like
who wants to leave there, Cliff?
I believe if you want to win, you have to keep this guy. That's my belief. That's my opinion. That's what I've seen. If you want to continue to keep guys happy, Marcus Stroman, and whatever you've heard is totally different than when you get there and talk to this dude.
Hardest working guy in there, right?
He's hardworking. He understands where he's at in his career, and he's really never solidified the money bag. It's time for him to get that back. He understands that. He knows you can't. You have to be a certain way. And Justin Steele and some of the cats that are looking up to Marcus Stroman really rely on what he's been able to do for their career. So we'll see what happens when this trade deadline comes. But it's just been perplexing to see a guy like him, not extended. But they have their own theories. And once you're around organizations and you see things, it's their way, and that's it.
And anyone who's ever played there never wants to leave.
Ever wants to leave.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I'm telling you, I'm still not over 09. You broke my heart. A piece of me died that day when they traded me.
Stroman has been one of the best pitchers in the National League.
I was never the same.
Let's stay in the National League sector with the St. Louis Cardinals. According to President of Baseball Ops John Mozeliak, we're going after pitching, and more pitching at the deadline. Zero pitching, especially the starting rotation, it's been a question mark.
No doubt.
Since spring training, and it still hasn't been solved.
And they need to secure it not only for the end of this year, but moving forward as well, right? You got Michaelis back, Wainwright's going to retire, Jordan Montgomery's going to test free agency. You really don't know where your starting rotation is going to be at. Jack Flaherty's a free agent at the end of the year. So they're going to have to readdress this entire thing. I'm calling on everybody St. Louis has got. Because the starting pitching has been the reason. I know you can look at offense being a little up and down peak valley all year, but their starting pitching is the reason that they're in the situation that they're in currently. So I'm calling on everybody. Can I have Nolan Arenado? Is Goldschmidt available? Is Lars Nootbaar part of your? So,
yeah,
I want it all.
Give up too much
but we was there in spring training.
Well, it's all what they're what they're looking for, right?
The vibe was, do we have enough starting pitching?
They said in spring training we was there. I mean, it was blatantly put out there starting pitchers is suspect. And, everybody was putting the responsibility on Jack Flaherty. If Jack Flaherty is the guy, then everything works.
And he's been good.
Been good.
Some spots,
But it ain't just one guy.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody has to step up. And I'm with you. It's been collected as a group.
So
and I don't know what helped.
Where do they go? Because they want controllable guys like maybe the White Sox, Dylan Cease, a guy like that who I don't think you trade, personally. Yeah. Who's my opening day starter for the White Sox?
They certainly do have pieces, position players.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense. You're getting back big league ready.
But do they go and get one? Or remember when they got Lester and Happ and it was 2 Like, or do they go and get one big-time star? Those guys were at the end of their
No,
career.
you need multiple on.
They need to be
can't
able to
get one.
control them for next year.
And Cardinals 11 games back. There's a little bit more clarity with the teams at the top of the AL Central. Can I have a commitment from all of you? Yes.
Not in
It's
this
time.
division. The Royals.
Pick one. Would you stop it? Pick one and
Detroit's
stay there.
still there. Like,
Pick one.
Detroit's still in it.
Robert, you'll do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Twins,
Yeah, I'll pick the Twins.
The Twins should be in. Their
Yeah.
starting rotation, I know Sonny Gray had one rough inning last night and it kind of got away from him. But the Twins with Pablo Lopez, all these guys, I think starting rotation-wise, they give you the best chance to win. Byron Buxton's got to get going for this team.
Yeah, but like, how's that
Correa's
happen when you
gotta
don't put
get
him in the
going.
field?
Yeah.
So the field changes the whole dynamic of Byron
So
Buxton.
you put him out there?
You have to. It's been
tough.
enough. Yeah, he has not touched the field at all in the first half.
But didn't it work early on?
It did, but now it's probably time.
Now it's
It's
not.
time to get him out there.
And with Bieber down, you never know what the Guardians are
Yeah.
doing. They're a bat away.
Okay, Twins.
I'm
have
in on the
the
Twins.
I've been on the Twins
All
for a
right,
minute.
the look of panic.
I don't know. I really don't.
Take the White Sox.
Sure, why not? Why
Yo,
not?
what they did against the Braves, it was like a whole new
We
team.
had Jake Berger in yesterday.
I love that.
You want to root for him.
Right?
It doesn't make sense that they can't get out of their own
Too
way,
good.
but
Too good. The Miami Marlins, prior to the All-Star break, they were on a hot streak. They were playing well. They had designs on a playoff spot. But now, post All-Star break, they had a tough weekend in Baltimore last week, get swept there, and then they lose again last night. Their manager, Skip Schumacher, says, hey, we're going to be okay. But you take a look at the wild card standings. They're now just a half game up on the hard-charging Philadelphia Phillies.
stay in the fight, Skip.
Are they going to be okay?
They need a bat.
Honestly, and I want to see Skip get to the postseason, but with those three teams behind them, it's going to be rough. I think the Diamondbacks got their work cut out for them to stay in this hunt. I just think the Reds are really, really talented.
And the Phillies.
I'm not quitting on the Padres yet, and the
Yeah.
Phillies are going to the postseason, in my opinion. So, listen, the Marlins won. They won a lot of one-run games, but their pitching's always going to give them a chance. So you can't quit on them. Alcantara, Luzardo, all these guys go out there and give you a chance.
Can they
every
hit
night.
enough, though?
That's the biggest question. I think that my trade has been Paul Goldschmidt goes to the Marlins, right?
Are
Like,
you
go
out
kind
of your mind?
you got to give him something. You got to go get something. If you think your window's open, you got to go make a bold trade. You got to go do something
I
crazy.
will fight you, sir.
Well, I mean, if you want to win, right? If you in it and they're close, right? My point is like you have a shot and it's like when you start the game, when you start the series in Baltimore, you up 4-0
Yeah.
and you end up losing 5-4. It's like Debbie Downer, right? It's like going down. Then you end up losing. You're getting swept.
Which starting pitcher are you trading from the Marlins
they're
for
close.
Paul Goldschmidt?
I don't know, but Paul Goldschmidt
what the
certainly handles South.
Cardinals said they want
His
what?
setup is way better than anyone realizes. Top 10 jacked guys in the game.
No way, really?
He took his shirt off. I was like, no way.
He's absolutely
I went up to him. I said, I had no idea. You got to do your uniform better, Paul. The world needs to see it. He wears the baggy too.
There he does.
Hey, you know who looks good in a uniform? Ellie De La Cruz. You know who looks good on the baseball